I was born in 1945. My mother was with me at the time, and I was born the son of a musician, not just a musician, a very famous musician, 6 times voted best jazz player in Europe. I wanted to play. I earned my living as a musician and a teacher, and anything to do with music. I wanted to start playing guitar when I was 6, but was told I was too young and I could not do. The urge would never go away, and so on my 9th birthday in 1954, I received a guitar for Christmas. It was a guitar made in Spain called St. Augustine. It was a very good quality guitar, and I began to study classical guitar from the very beginning in 1954. 1954 was the dawn of the modern explosion of art and culture. There was no rock and roll. There was no television to speak of today. There were no cell phones. It was another era, a world that you people would have very little understanding of. I had the fortune of listening to American jazz and American early rock and roll pioneers like Chuck Berry and Fats Domino, and although I was a white, honky, middle-class guy in Manchester, this American music influenced me a tremendous amount. In the 80s I worked in Toronto and I did a lot of show work. I was with the Cats show for several years, Man of La Mancha, Closer Than Ever. I'm fortunate in that I can play jazz and classical music, which is not common. Most people choose one or the other. I have a very professional attitude in that whatever's good is good, and I don't try not to get too involved in favourites or so on. I like to be more a professional. That I've played everything from Taylor Swift songs to Charlie Parker songs and Miles Davis music. You know, I don't like to get involved in I don't like this or I don't like that. If it's played well, all music's good. I don't care who plays it, you know. I believe that everybody who achieves any form of excellence has a responsibility to put back what they have taken out of life and their art. So if you have the privilege in your lifetime to become very good at something, it's a responsibility to teach how you did that to younger people. Currently I play in a flute duet with this lovely lady. So we try and play our jazz pieces, classical music pieces, and anything that really sounds good. And yeah.
I always enjoyed, I think ever since I was young, I grew up with The Friendly Giant, and the beginning music was a recorder and classical guitar player. And I think that was a sound that embedded itself in my soul that I was always longing for. And so I'd always, every time I had my flute, if I wanted an accompanist, most flute players will take a piano player as their accompanist, and I always loved the sound of the guitar. But it's been a real treat playing with John because he plays so originally and so different and very caring and looks after.
What Merrill didn't know was that when the Jolly Green Giant was recorded in the mid-70s, I was that guitar player. I did do that show, yeah. I did the studio work for that show, yeah. I always wanted to live my life doing what I wanted to do, not what I had to do. And to that extent, it's been a very successful life. I'm now in my 70th year. I was 69 last February, and I still play every day, 2-3 hours, and I still study and write music, and I hope to be going for the next 20 years or so.